Coming up tonight, it's poker like never before. The best players you'll ever witness and the biggest egos you'll ever see. Go! Premier League poker is off and running, but the wheels have come off and there are no brakes.
I cry too much when I lose. You cross boundaries, that's much worse. That's what you do.
He has more money now, more jets, he has more companies. Let's give more to charity, Phil. Let's give half. Every time you win, give half.
Are there any other boundaries you want to cross? You want to talk about my wife and my kids or something? You didn't start there yet? Okay, good. You cross boundaries, man. I have the greatest record in tournament hold'em in the world by far. It's not even close.
Phil Hellmuth is an overrated player in his own opinion, in his own mind.
I'm not worried about anyone else. I'm worried about me.
12 of the best poker players from around the globe fighting it out in a league format to see who's the top banana. We're 2 games in, and let's have a look at the league tables to see how the players are doing. The top 4 is where you want to be at the end of the season. They go straight through to the final table, and currently, Hellmuth and Helpy on top with 8 points. The heads-up zone is a dodgy place. After the regular season, these middle 4 will play heads-up to find the final 2 seats. You don't want to be in the pink zone. It means relegation. And who would have thought the Devilfish and Tony G would lie there now? Roll 'em. The world is turning. This drama going on. Heat getting underway. 6 players taking their seats. And look there at Phil Hellmuth, who Devilfish won the first heat that you were a part of. Is he in good form or what?
Phil is a very, he's a very good player, but he's also a very lucky player. You know, I mean,
if someone's going to crack Phil tonight, if they're going to put him off his game, could it be one of these 2 guys, Tony G or Kenna James?
Yeah, I happen to know that. I think Kenna and Phil have got quite a lot of history, so you know, they're going to be taking each other on for definite.
Yeah, KJ a bit unlucky in the second heat, and those are the chips. Players starting with 100,000 in chips, as we know. Yellow's worth 1,000, blues are 2, reds 5,000 apiece. And the lady shuffling them there with the nice jewelry is Lieu.
He is super smart.
You can always do better than me, Andy, that's for sure. At least you're trying.
Hey, did you see?
No shame in trying.
Did you guys hear that
commitment here?
the views on Tony G's YouTube has just surpassed all the ticket sales from Jurassic Park?
Cool. What's that?
All right, another 4.
Raise 4,000 more. Cool. Take a bit careful.
Let's dance.
There's a limp in from Roland, a raise from Tony G out of the big blind on blind, and 12,000 in the pot here.
Content as well.
Yeah.
It's a great flop for Roland, isn't it, Devil?
Check. Great.
It is a good flop.
Check.
And if it comes a 5, they'll both make a straight.
You're going to better start concentrating now. Let him win this game.
Huh?
Start concentrating.
I think Roland's going to pick it up.
7,000. Cold.
He's in trouble. He doesn't know how big trouble he is, does he?
No. He never knows how big a trouble he's in. Oh, look at that's why you see these guys. I don't know how to do it. Unbelievable.
2 outs in the deck for Tony. He's hit him.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
looks like Roland's going to be betting.
7,000.
Yeah.
Is that a defensive bet?
Cold.
7. I think it's. Oh, nice hand, Tony. Good call.
Yeah. Just 7, 9, that's an outs. 5, I was hoping for a 5.
No, 5.
Five's no good.
I was hoping for a 5, don't worry. You could have something else, you don't have to
I
have.
mean, if Roland's got a 9 in his hand, which he has, you don't want to be catching any
Well played,
flames.
Tony.
No.
You've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong.
It's for rationalisation.
You've done nothing wrong.
Well, he got them all
You
screaming.
could have a
Anyway.
5.
You
And
could have
I
anything.
called again, now I want you to have something else.
You could easily been in worse spot there.
I could have been.
No, you could have been in a worse spot.
Raise
If he
6,000
had
total.
made straight.
Yeah, that's right.
Where were you? Where were you
9,
in the
10,
hand?
that's what I was hoping
Nowhere.
you had. 9, 10.
The Wolf a little steaming perhaps on the button, raising now.
Yeah.
Hoping
King
you had
7
9.
suited. And Tony's gonna. This is what Tony loves, isn't it? He beats a
value,
guy in a
Kenna, the
pot and he
value.
plays the next one against him.
Now I'll let Kenna squeeze it.
I mean, didn't you learn anything from the last week's match? I mean, you're out there dancing around every time, wham, 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 over to the bar, and here you are, same thing.
You came third, I remember.
I can't believe Kenna's going to call this with an ace-7, is he?
Is he thinking of re-raising?
I don't know what he's doing. I'd sooner re-raise than call with an ace-7 in third spot.
I was talking about you splashing out.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there's not many people that fold this hand for 4,000 except maybe the guy on my left, but I'm going to do it.
Pass.
You like that fold?
Well, it's an automatic fold.
That's why.
Would have been a terrible call.
Tony seems to feel like he's holding over Roland, and perhaps he is.
Yeah, he's got a pretty nice flop here. He's flopped the nut flush draw.
But I'm working on things.
And Roland's flopped the nothing draw.
Spaces between the words.
Roland's firing, isn't he?
7,000.
Let's make sure you got it.
Tony's just calling it.
Just call with a flush draw.
Yeah, I like the call. I'm not ain't got a lot of faith in flush draws, you know.
What did you say?
Diamond is what G needs. That's giving Roland a flush draw and a straight
Yeah,
draw.
what a card that was. That was a joker for Roland.
15,000.
That much?
Just a little bit. Not too much.
You like your hand that much? Okay.
You want to swap hands?
I want to see your hand. If I fold, do you show me?
Nah, I don't think you'll fold.
Okay, I'm going to go all in.
Raise, draw in.
That's a strong play.
This is a strong play. Well, you see, this is Tony betting out 15,000 on the, you know. I didn't like that bet. And he set himself up for this, you know. If he'd have checked, Roland would have probably checked and took a free card.
53,000 right there.
Yeah, take it.
And this is a very strong move from Roland to Wolfe, considering he only got 1 point last time, but he knew he was playing against Tony G, who couldn't afford to go out early either.
I had a bad hand, but I had the heart and the commitment to the game to win the pot.
Roland to Wolfe in the lead, but those chips will be in play, and it's going to go crazy on the other side. Welcome back, poker greats and a classic match.
And even though, and I announced, I said, well, this kid must be smart enough to know that he's raising every pot. He's got to slow down now because now he knows they're on to him.
Right.
He just kept right on going. And it worked. What?
Stop now.
Pass.
Hellmuth telling that story, perhaps
one of the only things I
for
got
Roland to
wrong on my
Wolfe's benefit.
Pass.
Yeah. No, he's always telling stories where they've got some sort of innuendo in there, you know. Don't do this to me because I'm going to pick up on it.
Raise to 7,000.
7 dimes?
Be a good commentator when you retire.
Hold on a minute. Let me
How
get
does
this
Phil want to
straight.
play
Let me
this?
get this scrape here. Hold on.
Tony G's managed to fold a 10 jack, which is, you know, it's a good fall for him.
So hard.
That
So
is
hard.
going to make the cut.
But 10 jack's a great hand to get you into trouble. You pick a straight draw. You're always likely to pick a drop. I mean, if you pick a 10 or a jack, you're not going to like it. You pick a drop,
Pass.
you end up losing all your chips.
Hellmuth decided to make the re-raise here with the 8s. It's probably the right move. Is he going to win this pot? Devil, if you're going to try and get a read off Phil Hellmuth.
Re-raise.
Oh, he's re-raised.
Yeah. And now Phil's probably going to throw him away unless he thinks it's a coin flip situation and he decides to gamble.
How has KJ picked up that Phil might not be as strong?
This is where I usually get outplayed when I have a really good hand and they underestimate me. But then, this is where I usually get outplayed, but then I bust the guy later.
Who's he talking
This is
to?
very philosophical.
Who's he talking to?
Talking to the audience.
Is there, oh, right, okay. It's just wondering what was going on, man. I thought there was someone else here.
Fair enough.
You know? That's kind of weird.
Dave, if Hellmuth knew what Kenna James had, would he stick the money
I'm
in?
not sure you have
Oh
a
yeah,
lot
I'd stick
here.
the money if you knew what he had, for definite. Yeah.
Y'all just give me a minute to think, please.
No problem.
Thank you.
No worries.
Take your time. It's probably a coin flip.
You see, I don't like Kenna. Kenna shouldn't have really said that, you know. I mean, because that's what Phil's got in his mind. I mean, the only hand Phil wants to call here is Ace King, you know. Ace King, Ace Queen.
Is KJ starting to regret what he
I
done?
mean, if you outplayed me here, buddy, you deserve it. You really do. And I'll get you anyway, so
Hey.
I fold. I said fold?
Kenna James thought he was raising all in. KJ's heart sank. Is he going to show him?
Show ace king, Kenna. Show ace king for the camera. Show ace king.
Bigger pair. Aces or something.
Kenna was ready to put it all in.
Didn't you think Hellmuth was calling?
Didn't he make a move?
Well, you know, I said he would fold it earlier on. I mean,
He did.
He did like sort of
You moved
make it sound like he was thinking of calling there at the end, but it was always going to fold to eights. There's no way Phil wants to go out with a 0
Make a
today.
move in one of these things? Kenna James and I have been playing together for a long time. In the past, we played a lot of big pots. I always had the best hand by far. But that's usually my modus operandi for life. That's why I've won all my championships, is I have the best hand for the biggest pot. So I think Kenna's improved his game in the 2 years since we've played, and so it'll be interesting to see whether he lets me have the best hand for all the money or not.
I haven't been sleeping well. I've been having nightmares of Phil Hellmuth, and today he's going to be perched right on my left. But you know, hey, I've got to keep it in perspective at the end of the day, or I got to find a new job.
The battle's been set, and Kenna James in the lead.
I defended your play then, but I mean, I'll tell you what I really think now.
He's found the big hand again. He's kicking. If somebody raises here, he's going to get all the money in for definite.
Somebody picks up 2 kings right now.
All the money's good. He's not going to get off this hand. No chance.
Pass.
Not as steamy as he is.
Mr. James.
4,000 on KJ, who might just call with anything.
Huh?
Tangle
You
up
can't,
with
hey, you can't step on the grape if you don't get in the bin. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
If you don't get in the bin.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Right, exactly.
See, this is the perfect flop for Kenna to take it off Phil. It's a terrible flop for Phil.
Check.
KJ has a straight flush draw.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, better on the blind there, see?
He's not checking
Just in
anymore.
case,
Like
just in case
that.
he catches
You
a
didn't
bad.
check, you bluffed the check.
I might catch a bad turn.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not a great turn card,
No,
but Phil can't call, can he?
no.
You know, Devilfish, yeah, I was just kidding when I said that I was going to be one of those days, and then they gave me this frickin' hand right away. But I was going all in with this hand, right? But you already know that.
I already said
Raise
that.
was going to be instant all in.
I
You know
already
that,
said-
Devilfish.
I said that, bro.
It's a shame I can't show these suckers that I have the frickin' nuts one more time.
We had a fight. One card. Let me choose one card.
That's the fact.
I had 1 of 3 hands. I had
Which one do
queens.
you want? This one?
No, I don't care.
That's the first time I've ever seen a player having a talk with a commentator through the glass, huh?
You can choose
That was good.
Devilfish, I'm still not really hoping for one of those days, but I mean, come back with ace-king right away.
You know what? He's wondering why he can't win. He's there talking to the devil, and he's looking down. You're talking to the devil, and you're looking down. You got no shot. No shot.
No shot.
No shot.
So sick. Where were they raising
You
that
are
time?
gone.
You are gone, my friend. Hey, I'm gonna stand up with you. When
You wanna bet?
When he starts
You wanna
walking
bet?
off, I'm gonna stand up with you, just because I've seen
I'll
it
bet you
a few
even
times.
money.
Put your money where your
Who's going
mouth
to
is.
have a last longer bet than with Phil?
I'll bet you 100,000 lasts longer. Even money.
You got 2 to 1 in chips. You're
Doesn't
not very
matter.
brave.
You got the skill and the talent.
You're not very
and the
brave.
commitment.
Why don't you lay me a right price? We can bet 100.
Raise.
You want to get out with gamble?
You got the quality. You told everyone you're the
Yeah,
best.
but you've got commitment
So,
and heart
so you're
and
saying I'm a
honesty.
2 to 1 favorite over you?
Yes,
You admit it.
I admit it.
Pass.
And get that down. He admits I'm a 2 to 1 favorite.
Not only that, you're on his left.
Exactly.
And not only that, but you got to catch him before he leaves the hotel and get the 100,000, right?
I don't know
There
how
have been some side bets flying around this thing.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it.
Meanwhile, the Wolfe takes advantage of all the commotion to steal a little pot.
Kenna's house is going to be burnt down when he gets there.
I have nothing against anybody.
Kenna sleeps out on the prairie anyway. He's got no house.
I thought you said something about it, had something against me. You were going to crush me or something, right?
Like a
That's
grape.
you're taking it personal. That was just a
Raise
fact.
12
Of
and
course
total.
I'm not taking.
Tony G
That's just a
fighting through the
fact.
commotion
I mean,
with the
nothing I can
king-queen.
do about
Yeah.
that. It's like
Well, you beat me for 25,000.
When you got a couple of people arguing on the table, you always feel it's easy to steal the blinds
Pass.
anyway. I don't know why.
and you didn't listen. It's like a signpost, a stop sign,
Pass.
and you just ran right through it.
Nothing's personal.
You got to understand, Kenna, I've had 100 guys like you tell me.
milk.
In fact, I've had 1,000 guys tell me
I don't want to answer that
they're going to
question,
crush
man.
me, and they always go home broke.
Yeah.
So when I hear it, I
guess that's what we're here
I
to
hear it, I
Diana
kind of
was gonna
smile.
what?
You know, I feel some words in my mouth. I'd like to see you
Look at
spin
the
this.
reaction. I'm
What did you mean?
Liz, let's summarize the meeting now, because we had a conversation.
And Hellmuth's chips are going down faster than the free tenors in an elevator, huh?
Give more. He said he wants to give more. He has more money now, more jets. He has more companies. Let's give more to charity, Phil. Let's give half. Every time you win, give half.
Let's give half.
If you
to
agree
charity
now, every tournament I collect, I give half. Let's both agree to give half of whatever we win.
Well,
I think well was the key word there.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm
Okay,
in.
I'm in as well. You're in, Phil?
Yes.
I will give a nice. I'll give at
really
least
show you
25% of my winnings
Say
to charity.
half. She's giving half.
You
I'm
give
giving half.
200,000 to charity, then come talk to me. But don't talk to me from your level below.
The last time Black
200
limped
last
in, he
year,
had
we'll
ace
talk.
10. This time he's got 2 9s. He's trying to put the pain to Wolfe here.
They brought it up. Tony, you're just a little bit. You cross boundaries, people's boundaries, and you got a good heart, but you cross boundaries.
Well, sometimes it's painful. It's going to be painful. It's charity.
You wouldn't bother me. You can talk all night. It wouldn't bother me.
We
cross
pledged.
boundaries.
I pledged half my money.
I just tell the truth. Now you want to start with me? Let's start. You cross boundaries. That's what you do. I moan too much. I cry too much when I lose. You cross boundaries. That's much worse.
All I'm saying is that
that's what you do.
You're the one talking
now
about
you're
the
crossing
money.
another boundary.
This
Would you like to
tournament
start again?
It's less than 200. You're going to
Would
win
you like
100.
to start again?
I want you to give half
Would you
away,
like to
and I'll
start
give
again?
half away.
Are there any other boundaries you want to cross? You want to talk about my wife and my kids or something?
I didn't.
You didn't
bring
start
it
there
up.
yet? Okay, good.
Well, would I ever do that? I
cross
respect
boundaries,
your
man.
family, and you're a good family man. I never said anything about that. It's got nothing to do with that.
When you do your research on a charity and you post it on
Well,
your
there's
blog,
the
I think that's a
flop
good thing.
anyway.
I bet.
All we are saying is give peace a chance.
Meanwhile, we got a.
What if it comes an ace?
Anyway, me and Liz
They
are committed.
stopped the whole. They stopped the
committed.
whole.
Check, check.
They stopped the whole tournament to hear our conversation.
Now, this is good. This is good for the world. Phil, you should be in with us, mate. Holding hands, the three of us. This is fantastic. I mean, we can make a little change and show a little inspiration.
I give money to charity when I want to give money to charity, and I don't want to have someone force my hand because it's just not. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't force people's hands. I do charity events. All right, raised a lot more than the 200 I gave away.
I respect that. Well
I do
done.
charity events. Sometimes we raise $1 million in a night. That's what I do. But I choose the charities.
I understand.
You know, and I choose the time. That's all.
All the best.
And I think it's very inappropriate for you to try to get someone to do something out of context like that.
You mentioned numbers.
Don't know what's more interesting, the pot or the side talk here, Devil.
I mentioned numbers. I can direct people to the blog.
Yeah, I think they
can
should
see
get
where
the
I
gloves
gave
on
it.
another fight, you know.
Big zeros. Let's
Yeah, but I didn't come at you and tell you when you should give or where you should give your money. But you did say that to me.
Dave, is there a little subtext here, which is that Tony is just trying to get Phil riled and he doesn't care what the subject is?
When I'm wrong, which will be probably in 5 or 10 minutes, I'll tell you I'm wrong.
I'm
Say,
sorry.
I'm wrong.
I'm sorry you got offended. I feel bad. I'm proud that you're doing things, good things. You should be
Oh,
happy.
yes, thank you very much.
That's the truth.
See, now that's class. People don't know that about you, Tony.
All of a sudden, Tony's a class act.
There was 2 limp-ins here.
Tony didn't know that about himself.
2 limp-ins and they're playing against the blinds here.
I'm a boy.
And
Immaturity is a great thing, by the way.
middle pair here for Liz Lieu.
Yeah.
I do. Rainbow. I've got sons.
Liz is giving him credit for it, eh?
Wow. Well, you know, I mean, if she calls him this go, what's she going to do next go if he fights out again? So it's not such a bad form.
Thank you.
Mr. Kenna James, you're a star.
I'm a star.
They made you a star.
That's what I like about you, Tony.
These two are ultra competitive. They'll even bet $1,000 in a race round the table, but they respect each other as well.
Tony G has a good heart. He really does have a good heart. I mean, the reason that he talks to the table is he gets nervous or intimidated or he just doesn't know how to handle situations. He freaks out.
He has more money now, more jets, he has more companies. Let's give more to charity, Phil. Let's give half. Every time you win, give half.
You cross boundaries, that's what you do.
Phil Hellmuth is an overrated player in his own opinion, in his own mind. At the same time, he's a good person.
Are there any other boundaries you want to cross? You want to talk about my wife and my kids or something? You didn't start there yet? Okay, good. The thing I really respect about Tony is if he crosses the line, he says, I'm a man, and he apologizes.
Sorry you got offended.
See, now that's class.
When I play with him, I feel I can beat him, and I feel I'm a better man on the poker table.
Talking about the golf course where you bet me that the hole was that way and it was
Cards
that
out
way.
here.
I didn't beat you at 1 and 200 holes.
Everything has been
Right, he's
covered.
looking
You forgot about the hole.
That was a crazy bet.
We're talking about golf now,
You forgot about the Chinese
You bet
poker.
everything he wants to bet on.
Back to Chinese.
They're just talking.
You say yes, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm a donkey.
You're right. You're right.
I'm a real donkey.
You're right.
Whatever you want, Phil.
I learned it. I learned
Turn
it.
around, I'm in.
You're absolutely right. I did learn that. You know, I did learn that.
Call.
Give me 6 strokes. I give me 6 strokes.
It does
But,
seem
you know,
like
I'm
it's
from the street, so.
Call.
everybody versus
Wow.
Phil. And KJ on the button with the 3-7 offsuit.
What? I've never seen Roland limp before.
Right
Wow,
up,
I
come on.
mean,
he's already limped.
Roland limped and it's brought everybody in. This is a
What?
5-way
I guess
pot.
not. No, I don't remember.
Only
limping.
blackout.
Maybe once.
Twice.
Another thing to be
Well,
the
he's
first
already
one.
done that twice.
We can bet on that.
Liz is in the big
time.
blind with
Well, why
top
don't we
pair.
bet? We can clear it up real
I
quick.
think I bet you win it.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Call.
Well, he's
Pass.
trying to catch the middle pin straight.
Yeah.
4.
4, yeah.
I'm with you.
And
Call.
Kenna James. Just calling perhaps because he's got the position, or
Put like Jack up there.
he's,
I think he's still underwater on the odds. I don't know what's going on.
how does Liz like her king now?
I've got to assume she's going to take it if she bets somewhere around about 12,000. So what's your bet?
10.
Well, I mean,
10,000.
KJ's hit his bingo card, Devil, but he
Well-
can still be beat.
What's Roland doing?
Oh my!
Raised to 27 in total.
What a play by Roland to Wolfe. It seems like he knows what Liz has got, but how is KJ going to feel about this?
I don't know.
He can only beat a bluff, can't he?
I don't know what's going on. I mean, I kind of love that 7 coming off. I know I don't know where he is. I think he's going to call it. I think he's going to.
Diddle, diddle. My chips are in the middle.
Oh, he's putting them all in. Okay,
Oh,
that's a good one.
wow.
There's 2 flush draws out there. He's
All
got a
in?
set of 7s.
Wow.
And Roland's just right about now feeling like he's been shot in the foot.
It's a very aggressive play by Kenna James. He's right, Dave, but how did he know?
Yeah, he's got a set of 7s there. There's 2 flush draws there. He's either got to put them in or fold it.
This is one of the biggest pots we've seen, and DeWolf just trying to figure out how he got duked out here.
No good. 7.
Huh?
Whatever you do.
10.
Leaderboard action. And Kenna James way in front now with 178,000. And basically, Devilfish, everybody has less than they started with except for Kenna James and Andy Black.
Australia and USA, we've got our soldiers in there. We might get a run, front line. Front line action.
6-7 suited. Liz looks like she's sticking a raise
Phil do
in.
the cover. He's got the height.
13.
Look, it's not.
Raised to
Yeah, it's about to me.
13,000.
It's about supporting the sale of all the politics.
Yeah, if you
This is
play
the
on
second
that.
time tonight Black has picked up a big pair and fast played it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Aces and out of queens. Both times.
And to have fun.
She's giving
Call.
Liz a chance to do a lot of chips, and she looks agreeable. She's going to really need a good flop to outduke the queens here.
There you go. She's going to. Oh, no, there's a king 9 out there. She can get away from this now. But if it comes something like a 6.
She's gone all in.
Wow.
Black said call instantly. How did he know she didn't have the king?
Well, he just, just decided if she had a king, she might have checked it. So.
And it is Liz Lieu all in. She could be going out with no points.
9 or a queen.
No help, no change. 5 cards.
No.
Straight on the river.
Straight for Andy, just in case she had the king, it would have made the straight anyway.
After the fireworks that Liz Lieu produced in her first heat, she just kind of went away with a whimper tonight, Devilfish.
She's turning up. Give him a smack.
Give him a smack,
Give him a
Liz.
smack for me. Come on.
Give me a smack. Give me a kiss back.
It was like, I don't know, non-stop talking. I mean, partially abusive, partially, just having fun. It was like a battle between all the pros, Everybody has a different side and everybody thinks they're their best player, but that's how poker players are.
Welcome back on the
Tony
table
pushes,
of the
you don't
partypoker.net Premier League
Not
Poker.
necessarily. I told you I might have to make a call today with tens or jacks or eights.
No, it was just tens or jacks.
Yeah, you didn't say
I
including
that.
said
eights
tens or
in
jacks,
that.
but
Eights are now being included where before they weren't.
Kind of went all
Sevens?
in that hand. You had to make sure no one had anything better.
Eights followed by nines. This is Phil's
Raise
signature
3,000
hand.
total.
Yeah.
Pass. Pass.
Two fives are just folded away. Black could ever want to see a flop, huh?
He was right, wasn't he? And look at this.
Wow.
This is the situation Hellmuth has been
10,000
waiting for.
10 if you wish to go.
Look at this, you see. Now, Kenna's playing well. I mean, he could
Great
have
call.
easily re-raised that, and Phil would have moved him in straight away this time.
Kenna seems to know that Phil is not in a folding mood to re-raise
That's
anymore,
correct,
isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, they're going to go broke.
What's the best way for James to play this? Lead out, perhaps?
If he checks and Phil bets and he calls, then a king or an ace comes off. We might not get such a big pot.
10,000.
Kenna, very suspicious. He's gone all in.
All in.
Now, Phil's worried in case Kenna's slow played aces or kings here. You see, because Phil knows that Kenna expects him to call,
do this
so...
properly.
Can you believe it? People are gonna just.
You think I'm here to
do
give
this
my?
properly?
You think I'm here to give my chips away to you?
You think I'm here to get bluffed out?
14 seconds it took me to fold Devilfish. I'm out.
Pass.
He's
Of course
folded!
you got the three.
KJ's pushed him off it!
Well, how would you treat
Well, you know, I can see why he has. You know, like I was trying to say before he folded, you know, was that
You haven't got a
Kenna
big
expects
hand.
Phil to go all in, you
No
know.
way have you got a
He
big
expects him to call him, so you got to expect Kenna's got a big hand
Doesn't matter.
there.
He's got the three. You know he's got the three.
show it.
You have not got a big
Come
pair.
on.
Hellmuth struggling, but not with his ego. Look at his chip worm versus Kenna James. Hellmuth has just slipped away silently while James has been rocking and rolling. Could the league leader be in trouble? Doesn't show on his face.
Raise it.
Two sixes for Hellmuth and DeWolf
All in?
coming over to top all
Yes, 10
in.
of diamonds.
4 times. 1 round.
And, what will Hellmuth do? Although it's on Tony G first.
How much is the re-raise?
All in. It's
69 he's got total, but how much did Phil make
I
it?
think Phil made it 30.
Oh, he's got to call him here.
Be 39,000
He's got
more.
to call him.
Pass.
Okay, pulling 30 each.
He's getting 2 to 1 on his money, he's got to call.
All of a sudden, Hellmuth has enough chips to actually lose this pot. He'll still have, about 55,000 if he loses.
He don't like it, but he has to call.
You're good enough to make the read here.
There's no read to make it, you're just hoping he's got a big ace, because if he hasn't got a big ace, you're probably in trouble.
I don't even have a choice. It's not even close.
No.
Dave, you're like inside his head.
Yeah.
What is it, 39?
It's scary sometimes. You say something and Phil repeats it. But it is Roland DeWolf all in.
I think I want Roland to win it because we don't want Phil to win another 8 points. So.
The unstoppable force against the immovable object. Who hits?
There you go.
It looks like
2 sixes are good at the moment.
DeWolf may be the most successful player on the circuit the last 18 months, but Hellmuth has 10 World Series of Poker bracelets.
There's a queen ball coming now. If I know Roland, this will be the queen of diamonds.
I'll take 26 to 10. That's huge use.
Phil wanted to make a bet.
What price now?
And
He
Roland DeWolf is out.
15,
Yeah.
20,000 there.
Yeah, we lost Roland.
She saved me money by dealing that card.
Good game.
Good hand, Roland.
And this is trouble for DeWolf here, Dave.
You would have
He
insured
has
it, right?
picked up 1 point in both heats.
If you lose the pot, this
Through
way you make
2.
money, right?
DeWolf will only have 2. And
Oh, man.
he has got some climbing to do to get out of the relegation zone.
I've got 2 points, which is obviously pretty bad, but there's still many weeks to go, so I'm really not worried about things. As long as I have an average run of luck, I have the ability to get far in this event, so you'll see me at the final for sure.
With the 4 left, it's a very ominous presence that Hellmuth is so close to the top of the leaderboard now.
Yeah, we're going to get some battles between these 3 now. We've got Kenna James, Phil Hellmuth, and Tony G. We got some fireworks in it.
Remember, this is a league format. You'll see these players time after time as they try to accrue points for that all-important final table. At the end of the regular season, the top 4 players go straight to the final table, the middle 4 are in the playoffs, and the bottom 4 relegation.
29.
KJ has given
29.
29,000.
He's given Tony G's races a lot of respect.
Well,
But
if it doesn't move here, Tony's coming with them 2 10s, I know that. And if he just calls here and it comes a little flop, Tony's going to win a lot of chips. We're right up there.
Pass.
No, he's folded it. Tough to call a raise with a king queen.
KJ's been giving Tony a wide berth all night. Let's be fair. He really has. It's oh, here we go. Andy Black, and it's just slipping.
No, come on.
Well, it's just me. You guys are all in.
Probably the best.
So, what did you
can't
take?
do
You
that.
took 10s.
I took 10.
You're all in. There's no.
Just your
Well,
blind.
what's the
No
title
answer.
round?
Just trouble for Andy Black.
Yeah, I don't like this play with it.
Huh?
Dividends?
You guys are all in, right? There's
Yeah.
no more action. Yeah, no. I laid this hand down. I laid that hand down.
What is it?
44.
All right,
Still ace-three's a bit, it's a bit skinny.
14 there, yeah.
14.
He lose patience, you think, or?
Well, the blinds are big,
That's
and
44.
Tony G, he's hoping Tony G's got a king eye or something. But let's hope he catches the ace here, because he's played good poker.
Not a terrible flop for Black.
No.
Now a 4 would get him out of it as well.
That's right.
Tony G hoping to hold these. No 4, no
Usually
ace.
when it comes
he
like
says.
this, you catch the wheel here. You usually catch someone when it comes like this, and you catch a few more outs. I've seen it lots of times.
About 27%. Oh, it's the
There you go.
bullet.
Did I say he was going to catch it? It's scary what the fish knows about this game.
And G now drawn to a 10, which he doesn't catch. Tony a bit morose here.
Yeah.
Big double up for Andy Black.
Yeah.
And that's a bad beat.
It's pretty normal.
Andy Black, an Irish old-timer who's burst back onto the scene by cashing over $2 million in the last 18 months. But there's a reason he's called the Monk.
I got 14th in the World Series in '97, but I was so emotionally unstable that I was crushed that I didn't win it. Shortly afterwards, I just quit. There's a lot of funny stories on the internet, and he was in Tibet, you know, and I was thinking, really, wasn't he, you know? No, funnily enough, I lived in semi-monastic communities in England. that well-known home of Buddhism. I've been a real asshole a lot of times in my life, you know. I've been pretty horrible to people. I was generally a fairly unpleasant character a lot of the time. That whole period really, I think, at least did something to improve my character a bit. I mean, I think I'm a bit less of an asshole than I used to be, and I'd say that's the main thing that sort of Buddhism has sort of done for me, you know.
There's a lot of time to be careful with your money in the small blind. Yeah.
Short stack Tony G on the button. Big stacks in the blinds. 15,000 to play on Black.
Yeah. I quietly fancy Andy to win this still.
Yes.
Gee, does he have any bet besides all in here?
65 all in.
All in.
I was just going to say he'll go all in with any 2 cards, and he'd already said all in before I said it.
And if Hellmuth can pick up a calling hand here, it could be a bit decisive. Well, that's good enough.
Yeah, he'll call with that, I think. Yeah. Now we need Tony to get lucky, otherwise Phil's running away with it.
Yeah, this is big. This is big for every player in this tournament. They'll all be rooting for G right now, but he's 2-1 against.
The result, right, Tony?
Hellmuth quietly fancies his hand, though. Jacker 10, nothing there.
Kinging in this thing.
He says, don't you have a king in it? I mean, why does he need a king, you know? If he called a king, I mean, Tony could catch a straight. I mean, at the moment, he's got him dead, more or less. Wow, look at this, look. Now he's got 4 outs now. Can't catch a club.
Can you hold for 1 minute before you turn it? Let me insure this hand. Tell him we need 60 seconds or less, Marty, that's all. Okay, so you can win with, can't win with a 9, 10, or jack of clubs. You have 2 10s, 2 jacks, and 3 9s.
It's 5 outs.
7 outs.
7 outs.
7 outs we know of. So I'm over about 5-1 favorite, right? I'll take 4.5 to 1. 10,000 US dollars to 45,000 US dollars. Yes or no? Give us another 3 seconds.
You can have 5.
5 to 1?
You can have 5,000.
5,000. Okay, we're ready. That's a bet.
Hellmuth wants to give Tony G an advantage and bet $5,000 on Tony G catching the 9, 10, or jack.
Oh, you get 5.
Phil's having a bet that is open.
Tony doesn't know what he's rooting for now. Tony G has just got knocked out of this heat and made $5,000 in the process. But he'll pick up 2 hands. I don't think Tony G minds too much about the money. He's going to have to be worried about the fact that he's only got 2 points through 2 heats, Dave.
Yeah, he's in bad shape now.
Looking at the leaderboard now, 3 ways. Hellmuth ominously close to half the chips in play. And blinds big enough so that black is going to be backed into a corner pretty soon.
Not very good, was it? I scored 2 points, so really bad.
This level has been
Raised
dirt.
to 45,000 total.
And here comes Andy Black. How much does he like those?
Re-raised all in.
Re-raise from KJ.
KQ.
Wow.
KJ with a KQ. Phil will probably wake up with 2 aces here. Oh no.
He's got one of Kenna's kings. And a big decision for Andy. It's about a third of his stack.
Call?
He's called. That's a great call, Dave.
Wow.
What did Andy decide? Did not want to leave him behind.
You know, Andy's Irish. They don't always have to decide. They just say it. It's a good call.
You gotta have heart, baby. Heart.
Good call, Andy.
I hope Andy wins it.
Andy didn't think about it too long. He's ahead. About 11% worth, and this is a huge pot. It'll take him the chip lead, although black is all in. KJ says, give me something.
Well, actually, when I said, I mean, I don't really mind who wins it, but
Put a jack up there, make it interesting.
KJ went out third in his first heat. He'll be down to 6 points if he goes out third here, although he's not all in, but he will be short stacked if black can make these. Oh, there's the queen!
That's terrible for Andy, yeah.
And black down to 3 cards.
He made a good call. Just unlucky.
Oh,
baby, the luck of that. This only happens on television. I've never seen this happen in a cash game, have you?
No, but I mean, it is a bit unlucky for Kenna James as well. That's the second time in as many heats that the ace has come post-flop to shatter his big pair. Worst to first to worst again. Black flopped the ace high.
You see, you know what? Phil Hellmuth's loving this, you know, because Phil wants to play Andy Black heads up because he doesn't want to play Kenna James. You know, they've got a lot of history, but he doesn't know that Andy Black is quite an aggressive player, actually.
Andy is sitting back in his chair, hands on his head. He's nearly stunned.
That's 107 for sure.
I mean, what we just saw there, Dave, you know, I know it's early in this tournament, but it could have been a hand that decides who goes forward to the final table and who gets relegated. A switch of about 3 points, a 6-point turnaround.
Yeah, it's a scary game, this poker. It's certainly not for the faint-hearted.
KJ, of course, still in, but he's going to be shorter than a pancake roll, really. How do you make a pancake roll? Take it to the top of the hill and let go.
What's got 100 legs and no teeth?
What?
In the front row of a Cliff Richard concert. Just wanted to get that one on the TV. I love that joke.
6 more hands. Thank you.
KJ asking how many hands are left in this level. 7-15 to 10-20, but really he pretty much has to go in with any 2 here. He's only got 45 or so thousand. I mean, he can actually make a raise here that he could force the others to fold.
Yeah, he's going to go all in here for definite. Now, what's Phil going to wake up with? I think Phil's got an ace here. I've just got a suspicion of it. Let's have a look at your hand, Phil. Come on. He's probably got about a 7 deuce, make me wrong.
Okay, I haven't looked at my hand yet.
Nobody's looked at your hand yet, Phil. Come on, I've got a feeling you got an ace there, though.
Well, look, you might have like 9 deuce, and that doesn't matter. I'll count it, baby. Okay, there's 15.
Phil's got him counting
There's
before
10.
he's looked at his hand. This is really wasting time.
15, that's 30.
That's ridiculous, actually.
38, 39,000. Then I'm begging you to call.
A total of 39,000.
Yeah, right.
Says KJ.
Yeah, right, I'll help you. Let me just count it out here. Just help you
Oh,
out.
he's got
There's
about a
not many
9 for.
people
Don't
do.
touch my chips, Kenna.
Please don't touch his chips. He's going to throw it away anyway. Let's go. Next
But I know
hand.
you're a good job.
Next hand.
Okay, so it's
Oh, this is
39,000
ridiculous.
for the third time.
I think we should get a warning here for time wasting. If this was a boxing match, the referee would stop it and tell Phil to get on with it.
If this was a boxing match, I think Phil would have been lying on the canvas.
Cost me 32,000.
Yeah, if you wish to call.
Phil would have been on the canvas in the last match against me. Don't worry about that.
Us.
And Andy Black says, I'll call. It was only 22,000 more. He's got 2 live cards.
Yeah, 39 too.
And
Followed by Jack 7, Ken. I mucked the 9-4 spades for you.
All right.
this is what happens when you get short stacked. You have to take flops, turns, and rivers. Poor Kenna James has not been too lucky in that department so far in this Premier League.
Well, I've got to sweat for Kenna to win it, because as long as there's Freeman in there, there's less chance of Phil winning it. He's got 8 points on the board.
This is true.
You can do it, baby.
Black could lose this pot and still have about 250,000. But it doesn't look like he's gonna. KJ looking in third. He has had some poor luck in this Premier League. Needs the king now to get out of the hole.
Wow. A diamond would be good. 10 of diamonds, queen of diamonds. No. He's got the 10 bomb.
Yeah, he does. A couple more outs for the turn. Deuce, the rag. And KJ, he's really played his heart out so far in this Premier League. Only has 6 points to show for it. But Dave, he's mid-table. Definitely not in the relegation zone. Perhaps the best for him is yet to come.
That's right.
Barney, we got a short break, though.
Do you have to hit the bathroom?
He's on the road again, he said. I'm on the road again.
Andy?
I played a little conservative at times. I maybe when I had the chip lead, where I should have put my foot on the gas. But I was protecting my position. I didn't want to give anything away, and so perhaps that was a little bit of a misstep. You got to continually put the pressure on these guys, and so I let that slip away from me a little bit.
2 players patting themselves on the back. They're both in the big points now,
I went up to my
6
friend
and
at
8.
one point.
You're the second to last day.
So these 2 gonna fight it out for those 8 points. A lot of respect between them. But Hellmuth here for the second time out of 2 askings. He's guaranteed to be top of the league table no matter what. But Black really needs these points, languishing in 5th. But chip lead right now. Phil to speak first. Big hand.
Look at this, look. Wow, he's unbelievable.
Might just limp this time.
No, he won't limp. He'll raise, and Andy will call him too. If he raises here, Andy could move in, you know.
Call.
30 more.
Oh.
Sorry. 30.
Black's got a king. He's
Raise
dominated.
30,000 more.
Yeah, no one Phil will move in. No, Phil will move in. This is what Phil limped in for, to get Andy to raise. Now he's going to move in.
Look one more time.
I'm pretty certain he'll move in here. And if Andy calls, he's in terrible shape. But look how this guy catches the deck, huh? Ace King against King 10 heads up. They've played 3 hands heads up. He's had 2 jacks and Ace King. Wow.
Phil has to make a re-raise to define his hand, doesn't he?
90 more.
Oh, he just made it 90 more.
We raise 90,000 more.
Throw it away, Andy, baby.
All in.
No.
All in and a call.
Look at that, look at that.
Black is tripped up.
Not much.
And this is going to switch things.
Let's get lucky.
Hellmuth could turn things around in a big way.
Okay, well, we need a 10 flop, I suppose.
Get a lucky old tournament. Let's get lucky again.
It is Hellmuth
Second
all in,
ace
but
on the
very
choice.
dominating.
Flop me
Unbelievable.
straight.
No, let's not do that.
10 will do.
There's the queen. There's the jack.
Oh, baby.
Anymore.
Wow. Phil catches the ace here. It's all over.
Yeah, suddenly the 10's no good. 9 or ace. Black's slightly better now than he was before the
We
flop.
both want a king now. No, I guess one of us does, me.
Ooh, that hasn't changed anything.
6 would be ideal.
Unfortunately, but there you go, boys and girls. That's what it's all about.
Ace king holding there, and a big switch around. Hellmuth has gone from 2 to 1 underdog to about over a 2 to 1 favorite, nearly 3 to 1, I think.
Yeah. Phil kind of going on and on about what a wonderful poker player is. I mean, to hell with it, you know. Even if he is the best poker player that has ever graced this universe, I mean, to talk like that reminds me of like a big kid, you know, who's just a bit insecure.
This is unbelievable. Phil's found 2 6s this time.
I'm all in.
Call.
Oh, Andy, baby, what are you doing, son?
And a strong chance that this is all over.
Wow. Come on, give us a king out there.
Black 2 to 1 against, and Hellmuth on the verge of 16 points.
Yeah, come on, give us a king out there.
It's not a good flop for you.
All blanks.
Oh. Pass me that bucket, please, Jess. Let me have a little bit
would
in
be
there.
ideal. 6, it's over.
2 6s.
That is the truth.
2 jacks. Yes.
That's changed nothing.
No king.
It's only a king for Andy Black, or he's going to be 6th and 2nd.
Unbelievable.
Or second with 6 points, even.
Well, this is the Devilfish leaving the Starship Enterprise. We'll see you later, Jess, baby.
Best of luck next week, Devil.
Thank you.
Phil Hellmuth, the man to track down. He is top of the table and did it slightly different than his first time out, but equally impressive.
If you start saying, I've already won this thing, you haven't even come close to winning it. You have 4 more matches. Then you have to get into the finals, and you have to beat 6 more people again. So, you know, I mean, if all I do is end up with a high point total from the first 6 matches, and then I don't do any good in the final, people will remember how much I dominated if I can continue. But it's all about the titles. It's all about the bracelets. So it's hard for me to get too high and too happy until I make the final and then win the final.
A look now at the expanded league standings. Remember, at the end of the regular season, the top 4 in the standings will go straight to the final table. The middle 4 in the playoffs, and the bottom 4 go into relegation. First, seconds, and thirds so important if it comes to the tie-breaking procedures. Currently, Eddie Sharp sneaks into that promotional zone by virtue of his game in hand. Roland, Wolfe, Tony G, and Dave Elliott might be surprised to find themselves in the relegation zone. They won't want to be there, but still plenty of games to get themselves out of it. Don't miss more from Premier League Poker next time.
What do I think of Phil Hellmuth? I think if it was made out of chocolate, it would have ate itself by now.
It's so sick. You're not going to run me over.
Hope you're watching the way I play down there, too.
What are you, some kind of genius?
I don't give a fuck what you want. I don't care. Disqualify me then, I don't care.
You were a little bit rude there.
Bullshit. If you're listening, baby, I'm going home tomorrow. You can finish the show yourself. I don't give a flying fuck. I want my money. I want to take my rest of my money.